state of Washington, the Housing Trust Fund. I don't know if anybody in the state made it down or not, but the Housing Trust Fund has been very kind to Community House for many years. We also have money coming from the City of Seattle, who paid for about a third of this building, I think, in some ways, and the Office of Housing, and particularly anybody who's a resident of Seattle. The levy, the housing levy, which comes up every few years, is so important to projects like this. And so keep voting for it. We're one of the few places in the nation that support that sort of housing levy. So again, a big thank you to all of you out there for voting and keeping that going. Also, our final investor was RBC, which is our tax credit investors in this project. RBC has been around a long time. I don't know how many, Stacy, how many projects you guys have in the Seattle area, but we were...
I can't tell you how many we have.
You don't have, but they were very kind as to give us good pricing to make this project happen as well. And then finally, our folks at Chase Bank, Chuck, and Smith Dorman were very helpful in this project as well. Have put the construction loan together, which is a huge part of trying to get these projects completed. So I want to thank you for all my funders. Just a quick round of applause. Secondly was sort of my day-to-day development team. I had a great group of people to do this project, and all of them homegrown, I guess, very much part of the Seattle landscape. This project started with Common Ground, who originally was part of a project going back to 2004 or 5, something like that. And then, as you know, or as you don't know, Common Ground merged with Bellwether, and Bellwether completed this project. So part of that team was Shirley Beacons and Locke Foss, as well as Jacob Gell, a few people out here today. And we greatly appreciate their day-to-day guidance in terms of getting this all together. So thank you. The folks that we had doing the architecture just a few blocks from here, so it was in their neighborhood, so they had a real interest in making it look extra beautiful. And that's Environmental Works, Bill Singer, Jess Blanche, as well as Sally Nodell. Sally's not here. Sally didn't make it. But Environmental Works, you guys have been around, what, 45 years? 45 years. And again, they're a non-profit architectural firm. And we were very excited to bring them in. They've been a great team. They were willing to flex with us a lot in many ways. So again, thank you for them. And finally, it had to do with our construction folks, the kind people at Marpac, Cy over here, as well as we had the best project manager in Brian Hayes. And Derek, if you're around, wonderful. Thank you very much. These guys as well. You know, projects this size often go to much larger firms, and I'm sure you see those big signs out there. But we felt, my board of directors and I felt that it was really important to, again, keep kind of the spirit of Seattle alive. And Marpac is a locally owned company and have been for how long, Si?
The 70s.
70s, so a very long time. And so we felt really lucky to get them, and they've done, you know, a tremendous job as well. So the project itself, the Carolyn W. So Carolyn W stands for Carolyn Welch. Carolyn Welch was a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, and many of you out here in the audience. Carolyn was also a longtime board member at Community House. She was with us for over 15 years, and you know, she was a person that was very well versed in economics. She helped us through a lot of years and a lot of tough spells. She was a great accountant, and she could have chosen, I think, much larger organizations or more popular organizations in many ways. But Carolyn really was somebody who was for the underdog in so many ways. And you know, other organizations that she supported also kind of, we'll say, out of the mainstream, kind of like ourselves, Community House, and the way we do things. Was a big supporter of Green Cross, as well as the Needle Exchange Program. She really supported things that had to do directly with the people, and I think that's part of her legacy.